Hello, good morning. Welcome to Bars and Bells Handstand Workshop on Saturday. My name is Ian.
I'm Lauren.
And together, we like to train with simple skills. And today we'll be using our body weight. Hand balances is the theme. Hand balances on these hands, but we'll also try to throw in some toe balances down below to continue to work on those skills of strength. First, we're going to get down onto the floor, get in a position that's comfortable for you. Start talking with some hands, elbows, shoulders. Nice and slow. Tall. Extend those hips through. Wear the rib cage down. Lift the heart up. Hold that position because I want to see who says hello.
Oh, say hi to my friends.
Yeah.
You keep going.
We'll keep going here.
Yeah, 2 mics. I know. Very exciting.
Yes, we really hope these 2 mic scenarios work for us here. So again, take the hips that might be back and push them through. And a revelation I've had lately is it's not just about a bum clench, but actually pushing the hips through. Now, don't replicate my shape, but look at my shape here. Some may call that a banana as I'm wearing this yellow shirt. Bring the rib cage over top of those hips. For 10 more seconds, let's keep pushing those hips forward. Pull the rib cage down. Think of your handstand line. 3, 2, hinge on the hip, if you will, sitting the bum back towards ankles, and then place the hands on the floor. And I'm going to do a quarter turn to do that. Wide open hands. That doesn't mean the absolute stretchiest, but open those fingertips like tree roots. Place them down on the floor. Pull the heels down as well. Look between the hands, and just for 10 seconds also here, just check out how your wrist extension feels. Wrist extension to our standard is maintained by opening those hands, screwing them in. Blood donations facing forward. Pull your armpits low and gently lean forward. Check that, breathe into that. How does that wrist extension feel? Then with straight elbows, press back. We'll come back there in a second. Push through this first knuckle, that's your fingers stay heavy on the floor, and then flick those fingers away and let them wiggle out. Now from Lauren's tall kneeling position, let's come back to those wrists. Wrist extension is that one. Super important for the handstand. Wrist flexion is that one. Make sure it's not finger flexion with fists, or make fists and try the same thing. Then there's also this outside direction, and then this inside direction too. Wiggle that out. Challenge all of those areas to help that wrist extension to maintain strength in that overhead position during your press. Let's go back. Lauren likes drawing circles as part of her wrist preps. So listen to Lauren here as she goes.
Spread your fingers out wide. Pull your shoulders down. Rotate so your elbow pits are forward or those blood donations are forward. Let's shift our weight first over our fingers straight ahead. Now start drawing a circle to your right with your shoulders. As you scrape all the edges of the circle, including pushing all the way back behind you, and then coming around to the left side, keep your fingers heavy in the floor, feeling the weight distribute through them. You're going to end up back to where you started. And we'll do one more circle in the other direction. Forward, now this time to your left. Feeling that left pinky dig in. The heel of the hand.
The struggle to keep my elbow straight.
The heel of the other hand. And then the pinky, the ring, the middle, the index finger, the thumb. Shift that weight forward, straight elbows, and then push back and flick yourself away.
Those wrists all around the world on those wrists.
So important.
So important. From here, other positions include the wrist flexion. Last wrist prep warm up from here. Make fists, and right now I'm on my 2 peace sign knuckles, if you will. Hello, welcome. I'll check this out.
No, you go, you go.
Okay.
From here.
We're very good. Oh, I'm sorry, Zoe. We're just doing our wrist prep here. I'm sorry for maybe setting that up at the wrong time. But here we are in our wrist preps. Just gently catch up in what we'll call this wrist flexion here. Keep the shoulders pulled low and try to pull that blood donation forward. and then make a fist, and then back. 1 or 2 more. Again, we're trying to roll over, say, those peace sign knuckles. Did you do 1 or 2 at the same time? And then could you do the same thing to the other side? Last 1 or 2 again. Think about maintaining healthy wrists. Make that part of the warm-up, the check-in, and then we can get into our crawl shapes from here. Just to reiterate, that hollow body we're trying to chase in the handstand. Hinge the hips just a little bit. Then extend the hips all the way through. Wear the rib cage down and continue to push the hips forward, rib cage low, crown of head high. Hold that position for a couple seconds. Rib cage low, squeeze in the bum, and then gently hinge on those hips. And this time, could we sit all the way back towards our heels? Now, let's extend those hips to tall. We'll tuck the toes underneath. I'll use my hands. Lauren might not. Press into this toe squat. Tall. And then take your time standing up, fully extending the knees. And can you find that same position here now, where your hips go through, your ribs are down, and let's get the heels back down to the floor now. Nice and slow. Straight knees. That's Lauren's cue, yelling at me to straighten my knees. Toe squat down. Toe squat
down. So back up onto your toes. Hold that position. Pull your kneecaps up. Squeeze your butt. Brace your abs. Slowly bend your knees over your toes, staying upright as low as you can get. Soft landing on your knees with or without hands. Extend those hips through. Hollow position. Untuck your toes and then sit back again.
The elephant. Lauren will show an elephant. What's an elephant? It might be called a down dog. It might be called an inchworm. It might be called a mountain peak or a roof. But ultimately, could you find yourself in Lauren's shape right here? We have fingertips wide, blood donations trying to roll forward, and shoulders that are shrugged. In our handstand practice, we'll be shrugging our shoulder as we reach away. Pull the shoulders back down and do 1 or 2 more repetitions of an elevated shoulder or a shrug, followed by a scap depression or a pull. How are the hamstrings? How are those different body parts here? Take your knees down and just rest. If you're watching Lauren, follow me. And if you're about to watch me, take some rest, maybe take some pointers from Lauren as she describes the same move on my hip.
I'm gonna hang out in my squat.
Hang out in a squat.
So fingers gripping wide, tuck your toes, lift your knees. Try to keep your tail tilted to the ceiling, pushing your heels towards the floor. And then let's shrug our shoulders by pushing the floor away, so hiding your ears with your shoulders. Don't bend your elbows, pull your shoulders down, engaging your lats, showing your ears. And then shrug your shoulders and pull your shoulders down, showing your ears. Do that a couple more times, keeping those elbows straight, 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 and set your shoulders. And last one, push the floor away, push the floor away, push the floor away, and then set, and then come on down to your knees again.
Whew. Wiggles are a super important part of that handstand practice as well. How long have you been in your squat there, Lauren?
The whole time.
Have you at home been following along? Is that easy? Is that challenging? I'm going to get back to that same position. And this time, Lauren's going to walk around in that elephant crawl. Get some strength. Feel that push and pull from the floor. Those who are with me in that down dog, let's get into that squat. We'll call this our campfire squat. Not too many rules. Build some endurance and the strength necessary to hang out down low. As you can see, Lauren is walking front back, side to side, just making a little box or square here. Think about the contralateral movements. And if you're in the squat, it's going to be my turn to walk around like our elephant.
Opposite hand and foot. Again, trying to push that hip up through the ceiling. Keep those knees as straight as you can and those heels as close to the floor as possible.
When the hand lands out front, the shoulder is elevated.
Pushing away from the floor.
Push away from the floor. Last one or two, I'm going to go backwards now. Backwards is harder on my hamstrings.
3, 2, and then come back down to your squat for a second. Nice.
Elephants aren't the only animal crawls that are helpful for our handstands practice. From here, let's take a hand and put it behind us. And we'll take the other hand and place that behind us as well. This is called our low crab. Maybe I should close my legs. In our low crab's position through here, push your hip sockets in, or your femur bones into those hip sockets. And that is called our hip compression. And if we want to progress some of our skills, that would be super important. Then there's hip extension. And looking at Lauren here, you can see how using the hips to drive, we'll approach our tabletops position and hold for time. And then flexing on the hips, find that same deep V or hip flexion position with your bum off the floor.
It is off the floor.
Okay, good. I just can't see because it's dark. Good. And then just for one more repetition, same thing. Think cramping the glutes or extending through the hips. Pull the rib cage onto those hips and hold a beautiful bridge for 2 more seconds. Pull yourself back down and just sit on your bum and open your legs and just say hey. I might try to sneak at the chat, say hello. We're going to do, another version of that again. And then we get to work on the kick-ups. Lauren, what do you do for your kick-up?
My favorite kick-up is the tripod kick-up.
Tripod kick-up. And I say I'm a stepper into it. I step.
Hey, we're not ready for that yet.
I see you. Sounds good. Cool. Well, welcome. If you have any questions, let us know by the end here, and we'll try to address some questions. Adding on to that movement, hands behind, open the fingers. My fingers face away. Yep. Lauren's do too. It's not wrong. It's just harder. I do find. So from here, we're going to lift our bum and get to our hip bridge position. Just going to hold for a 1/1000 up here. Pull ourselves down. Keep your bum up, or at least try, as you straighten the knees and hold what we'll call a dolphin or an L-sit here.
3, 2.
And then heels down, and 1 or 2 more. Watch if you've never done this before. And then add it is for fun here. So hip extension to our low crab, to our pulling those hip flexors and femurs in to hold our L-sit. And then if we could do that one more time, hip extension through, pulling yourself down, overwork gravity. Gravity is cool, but not
take a break.
So much. And then rest.
My L-sit holds were a little shorter than yours.
Were your elbows stiff and kind of burning? Mine too. How about those abs? We were sitting there split. Lauren's sitting cross-legged. Here I am in my mer person position.
You should split.
Have fun. Sit on the floor. How's it going? Allow yourself to check in. How long do you practice handstands for, Lauren?
Oh, half an hour, 45 minutes.
Half hour. That includes a lot of a warm-up. That includes some technique.
Yeah.
And it always includes some play.
Yes.
From here, let's do one more of those weird toe squats. Work on that balance, and then we'll talk about those kick-ups once we're up. From Lauren's position again, in that low kneel. Extend the hips.
Kneel.
Slaps and taps help. If it's someone else's bum, ask permission, but if it's yours, go for it. Extend those hips. Then look at Lauren's toes. Tuck them under like Lauren. Then pressing through the balls of the feet, hands or no hands, to that low toe squat. Show them your favorite move here. Yeah, she wants you to get taller on those feet. Grow taller, but keep low, but get tall. I know, but handstands is about that opposition force. So we're going to drive down and go up. Can we hold that position again? Ribs to hips, bum squeeze, hold, 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 hold. And then with stiff knees, that's my cue for myself because I always want to bend. Hips forward, heels down. Kick up time.
Kick up time.
Previous workouts, we've been working on multiple sets of these kick-ups. Today we'll do one of each, play with them all, find your favorite, and work on that one. Lauren's first.
Tripod. Kick up, my fave. So when I get started in my tripod kick up, I hinge and my hands find the floor spread out wide underneath my shoulders. I like to line my fingers up just the way I like them. And then the first thing I do is I push some weight into my fingers, but more importantly, I push some weight into the first knuckles of my hand. These ones right here. So that's where my weight tries to go the most versus the heel of the hand. So just push some weight into those. Now, push weight over so that your elbows are stacked over your wrists. Your shoulders are stacked over your elbows. You're pushing the floor away. You're going to take one leg, kick up towards the ceiling with it, and then soft landing back down. Doing a couple of those. Sometimes I like to reshift forward, regrip, push away, and soft landing. Let's keep that back leg reaching back here for this first set so we don't overkick anything. Find that for another 1 or 2 reps. Remember to shift that weight forward again, push the floor away. And safe dismount. Whew.
What leg should I choose? The one that works for you.
Oh, yes. The L-sit is a very challenging move. And I'd like to say it's because of our body lengths, but it's about core compression. Sorry, we backtracked to the L-sit.
Great,
here.
yeah, L-sits, I like that.
One of the things I did to work on mine, so you can't really tell, but I am off the floor. But one of the things that I do to work on it is push the floor away and just try to lift that butt up first. Start with that. And then maybe a single, but start by just pushing the floor away and getting that compression and that strength here. If you want a little added help, yeah, elevate to that level, or even yoga blocks will give you just a smidge more room. So when you have, I call this negative space. This was usually your floor, but now you have negative space. The more negative space you have, the easier it's going to be. So play, okay, we get there in a second. Play with that negative space. Let's come back to our L-sits at the end today.
Skills and drills.
Kick-ups, though. We're still in kick-ups.
Skills and drills. This kick-up would be a drill to try to help the skill of the handstand. You just want to always try to find those nice variations that complement those pursuits there. We did our tripod kick-up. So let's just do one quick repetition of what we'll call, again, that toe squat. The progression is that sissy. It's not so sissy. Don't even worry about it. We'll think about it later. Get up to the balls of feet. Squeeze your bum. Ribs to hips. Super slow. Pull yourself down into what we call our toe squat. Then the knees towards the floor. Extend the hips, pushing through. Then untuck the toes or flatten the feet, hinging, sitting back. And then for fun, you could open up those knees and super slow, just try to get low. And then bum cheek squeeze, extend hips. Narrow or wide is okay. Then we'll tuck toes. We'll roll back. Might have to help the balance. Upright upper body. Stand tall on the toes and press the heels.
Ooh, do we get to do tripods again?
We said one set, but I'm in a tripod.
Let's do 2 sets. Let's do two sets. Two sets of tripods. Okay, I'm going to try my tripod again unless I get told.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
I personally will be trying the tripod on my other foot.
And I like to just
And maybe for fun, try what's up. In the snowboarding world, which I know nothing of, there's that goofy test. Stand up for a second, Lauren.
Oh.
If I were to push Lauren from behind, bah, pushing her. Which foot did she put forward? The right.
My left.
Oh, shoot. Did that work? See? Anyways.
I go down a hill like this.
What leg is your kick up?
No.
Find your front kick up leg.
No, I go down.
It might be different for you than your neighbor. Okay? Sorry for that inadequate explanation after a good one.
Shift your weight over your
I'll
hands
talk here,
again.
Lauren. Lauren's going to focus on this. Okay, so from here you can see her shoulders are over top of the wrists. And then down, Lauren.
I know, but it's so
beautiful.
good.
I know it is good. The rule she told you is to try to keep this back leg back here.
That's what I did.
For now, good. Try to keep this leg back here for now. And then down. Don't rush up, at least not right now, that second leg. Beautiful. Taking her own advice, looking good. 3 to 5 repetitions is often a ton for me. Take your time. Practice quality reps versus the volume of reps.
So if you went with me, just take a break. Grab a little sip. Take some time off your hands. That's the thing with handstand training is you can only do so much and you need to rest. So don't discount your rest. Ian's the ice. He's pushing the floor away, stacking his shoulders first. Finding that weight through the first knuckles there versus the heel of the hand. And then when you maybe do find that balance, try to reach towards the ceiling instead of behind you. Reach up. So trying to reach up towards the ceiling versus reaching behind you.
Sometimes I see stars.
Back to our toe squat. Let's do our toe squat then.
Let's do a Jane single. Do this, yeah.
Go ahead.
You go. Okay, single leg. This little place on this standing leg, the arch of the foot was meant for it. Try to learn that space here. Now, press the standing leg forward. Get as low as you can on one leg. Then put the other leg down and bend them to the same degree.
What?
And then stand up.
Your heels aren't down.
And then down.
Your heel came up?
And then switch. Maybe I should be in the front, I'm so sorry. So from here, single leg now, go low. Then get the legs to the same level. And then stand up. And then down the control. Save that for another time. My way that I often get into the handstand is the kick up. Follow me if you know what's up, or listen to Lauren as I perform my 5 reps.
Oh, you talk us up through it.
Okay.
Pushing the floor away, reaching long.
Pushing the floor away. Those shoulders are elevated. As Lauren set up on the floor with her shoulders over top of the wrists, we too will be pressed away, set up in the same. Point of foot, push weight forward, transfer weight to the floor. We'll do that. Trying to kick up into the handstand movement, and then push the floor back to where you came from. Full speed.
Still having that back leg lagging behind you to make that L-like shape. And reaching that top leg towards the ceiling. And every time pushing the floor away to stand back up to tall. Nice. And remember to point those toes. My turn.
And finish on a good rep if you can. This again is Lauren's less practiced way to enter the handstand. Working to keep the ribs and hips together, pressing out of the shoulders. She's pointing her toes so beautifully today. And down. And because it was so good, I'd advocate that's her last rep, but she wants to push it. That's up to her.
That's good.
Cool. Can we try that squat again? Go to the single leg. How low can we get in a strong sense on one leg?
Keeping the heel down.
Keep the heel heavy. Then tap the other foot. Get a little bit lower as allowed.
Heel still down?
Heel still down, I'm sorry. And then up to tall. Other leg. Heel stays heavy.
Knee over
to your safe position of knee over toe. Then tap down the other leg and get that heel down. Then try to get a little bit lower in that chair and stand all the way through. And rest. There is the other side to do on that as well. So the other leg, Same habit.
Watch the bar behind you.
That's right. Shoulders will be pressed out of their sockets, elevating shoulder, and the other leg in that battement position. Single leg.
Pointing the toes. Still keeping that leg back behind you in that L shape.
I think Lauren was calling me out for not doing that.
There we go. That's better. Yes, I was. 3 to 5 again. Really push that floor away, and as you come back to standing, flick, pushing yourself tall. Nice. Nice. So it is important to try both sides. I recognize this. I just don't like sucking
Really
at it.
get better on one, but don't be afraid to try the other side. It's not the wrong side, it's just the other side. Good. That toe push. There we go. And breathing throughout. I did 4 repetitions. It looks like Lauren's going between 3s and 5s. Low volume with rest in between. Yeah, and learning how to bail. Cartwheeling could be a really other fun, although space needing.
Prohibited.
Yeah. Cartwheeling, super necessary to learn how to get
Go
out
to the
of
park.
those handstands as well.
Back to our feet here.
Back to the feet.
This time, let's have 2 heels down. Go knees over toes. Staying up tall. Roll to your toes. Roll to your toes. Now slowly push your heels down. I want you to try to sink lower. Stay at the same height. Roll to your toes. Stay at the same height. Put your heels down. Now see if you can do one more lower. Knee over toe. Roll to toes, staying at the same height. Chest up, eyes up. Heels come down. And then push down to extend your hips through. Shake it out.
I think we did 2 sets of the tripods, so we're looking at maybe 2 sets of that kick up now.
We did.
Oh, that was right. We did the other side.
We did both sides.
That's
We're
right.
on to the tuck.
The tuck.
This one's tough.
It's a toughie, and that's okay. Maybe against the wall. Maybe follow along first.
So in this tuck position, we're taking off of 2 feet. As Ian, he's pushing the floor away, setting up just like you would in the tripod position I like, pushing the floor away, stacking. Then he's going to do 2 feet up, and he's going to try to kick his butt with his feet and keep his knees close to his chest, as if to end in that, there we go, stack tuck position. So he does have the wall as a little bit of an assist there so that he can feel confident, not going over. I would recommend that in space first. If you felt like the other 2, the kick up or the tripod kick up, was enough of a challenge for you right now, go back to doing those for another 2 sets as we do the tucks. Both are great. I'm going to do my tuck in space this time.
If you've done some tucks, which is maybe that really tight shape, let's rest on the floor and just come back to a light split shape. The carryover includes wrists that are safe and strong on the floor, shoulders that are stacked over top of stiff elbows, keeping the tuck that Lauren tells me to keep so strong like that. 1 or 2 more.
Whoops.
Sometimes you can't resist the urge to kick up.
Whew.
Whew.
Also remembering that those tucks are a lot on the legs.
Oh.
So don't discount if your legs get tired from that.
I'm not sure if that's a lot of rest for me. I might need just an extra second.
Well, let's do a toe squat then.
Ooh, that sounds good.
As I just say, that's a lot on your legs. All right.
I don't know if we wrote it down. Can we do the other squats?
Go ahead.
Like your weight transfers? Start with your feet in what we call our first position. Transfer weight over there and point here and down. Now bend this knee. Keep that knee stiff. Keep the hips forward. Lauren mentioned already, stay at the same height. Stay at this same height and push to the other side.
Don't get lower.
Did I get lower?
Yeah, you went all crunchy.
Okay. Didn't mean to get lower. Then push, pull, transfer over here. And then just one more for right now, and we'll build off that as we go through the rest of today's practice. Out here. Then push to center, heel toe together, and
Whew, tucks again.
wiggle it out.
Where are you
Tucks.
going to do your tucks, Ian?
I'll go tuck here.
In space. Tuck in space. Really, again, shifting that weight over the hands and over the shoulders is going to help you get into that tuck position. I find this one very challenging. You really have to jump to get your butt over your head, especially if, nice, you've got a butt. Jump and press. Nice. Breathing, yeah.
As you can tell, I'm not breathing upside down there. I'm not confident in that yet to do that.
Your face
That's
is
the
the
next
opposite
goal.
color of your shirt. Stay tucked. Oh. Sorry, I got a little excited and yelled, stay tucked. Stay tucked.
It's like your driving instructor grabbing on for the sideboard. Okay,
All
here we go.
right.
So as I said before, I'm going to hang out in that little squat. Team Lauren will set up.
Splits. You're in the splits.
Splits, I'm sorry. Team Lauren's hanging out doing the setup for the tuck. Presenting that with the wall option in front. Stay in the tuck, nice. And if your instinct is to extend, can you override and come back to tuck? Just like that. Because that was such a strong rep. Thank you for saving that as your last one. All right.
Oh, I need a little sip.
Right on. Do you want to progress us through your favorite little weight transfer?
Okay.
Or me?
All progressives.
I'm hoping that there's a little bit of water left in this water bottle back here.
Yeah, it's warm in here.
Oh, there is.
All right.
Because it is.
We're coming
Getting
back to parallel feet. Externally rotate, squeeze your cheeks. Transfer weight onto a single leg so that you can point out the other leg. Point, articulate through your toes, your ball of your foot, your heel. Nice. That might be it. You might find you have to take a smidge of a step. Now, let's tuck our tail, push our knees over our toes, slide ourselves down. Push one leg away to go the other way. This time, could we start pointing that foot and maybe even a full transfer hold. 3, 2, toe, ball, heel, slide across, push away, 100% transfer. 3, 2, toe, ball, heel, back over again. This time, bonus, pause. Now, could you straighten that leg and hold? Really straighten that knee out. Keep pushing your hips through like we did earlier. 2, 1, knee over toe, toe, ball, heel, slide across, push that weight to transfer, lift, straighten, hold, hips push through. 3, 2, knee over toe, toe, ball, heel, slide, extra bonus points, transfer, straighten, maybe find a rise and hold for 3, 2, controlled descent, knee over toe, slide across, stay up tall, push away, transfer, straighten, rise for 3, 2, 1, control down, knee over toe, slide to both. Now drive both legs down to stand up tall. Shake it
When
up.
you thought I was the mean one for making you do things on this single leg, for once, Lauren puts that fun and hopefully challenging combo together.
Fun.
Weight transfers have been one of our favorite exercises over the last 6 months, working on pushes, pulls, movement clocks.
Speaking of fun, can we do a minute of fun?
Is it that time already?
No, but I want a minute of fun.
Yeah.
And then we'll do some vault stands.
Did we do our 2 sets of tucks? I
Yes,
think
we did.
but just making sure.
We did our 2 sets of tucks.
No slacking out.
So a minute of fun is where we put a minute on the clock and you try to do handstands for a minute. Maybe that's 1 handstand. Maybe that's 17 handstands. 1 minute of fun, and then we'll do a couple more drills. Cool? Are you going in that corner?
I'll go over there.
Okay, get ready. We're gonna go in 5 seconds.
Minute to do a crawl, a handstand.
Yeah.
And let us know what you did.
Or
watch. Sorry. Don't watch. I've just put so
3,
much pressure on myself here.
2, minute of fun begins. Oh, 25. Yeah, that was about 25. It was a good one for me. We have about 20 seconds or so, not even left. 15 seconds here. If you're tired, that's okay. You can be done too. 3, 2. Oh, Ian is so close to a minute handstand.
My form, I felt it at the end. If you caught it, yeah. I was in my banana as yellow as my shirt.
I had a great one.
And I am not about to pass out, but I am about to have a head rush.
Oh,
so,
you'll be okay.
The minute is incredible. The minute has taken years of practice to try to get to. And I didn't practice for 6 years with the drills that we are presenting with you today.
No, we've learned a lot more.
Spend a lot of time bailing out of our handstand into a cartwheel, taking our time, having fun, committing to crazy movements like that dolphin crab, basic movements like our wrist mobility.
Speaking of which, we said
really
we'd end with
helps
some
that
L-sits today. So I think we should do our tuck one and our L-sit one. So
let's film a bar exercise for L-sits.
Great, let's see it.
Hold on to a balance aid and let's get
This will help. This will help your L-sit.
This helps that L-sit. We'll do this together, side by side.
That's nice.
We've had that foot elevated on the standing leg.
Let's get a little closer.
Okay.
That's nice.
Great.
Well, I can see our sweat.
Yeah. We've been standing on this single leg in that position. First, maintain that. Make sure there's no daylight between your knees. And then holding the knee in the same position, extend through the leg. Hold for time, maybe 10 seconds, but for right now, bend the knee. If that was easy, that's great. Bring the foot to the knee or flexing the hip, lift up. Then maintain this in the same position and hold for 10 seconds.
Also thinking that hip compression, pulling it into your socket.
Then bend back to the knee. And then I like working in sets of 3 because it's Lauren's favorite number. Could you lift the knee higher and then hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it.
Pull it in.
Then bend it, own it, and press it down and grow tall.
Shake it
Working on that hip compression, hip flexion strength, which is really hard after you just did something like that, will really help that L-sit.
Make sure though, when you are doing this drill especially, we're not compensating and leaning back here. Stay on top, and again, think, don't reach out of that hip, but pull in to lift up. And that will help that L-sit.
Awesome. Yeah.
Other side though, other side.
So we pulled the outside leg here. Kept the knee in the same position, extend, in.
Are we doing it?
Hopefully that's easy.
Yeah.
Great. Find the place that is challenging for you, but the place, as Lauren said, where your hips stay level. Lift the knee up, flexing the hip. Maintain this position now, and straighten out. Let's hold for as close to 10 as we can. Breathe, squeeze. In 3 seconds, let's bend. Return to the knee. For the last repetition, lift it up high, lengthen out, and hold. How long has it been?
I don't know, but
2,
not 10 seconds,
1.
but it needs to be.
That's like 10 seconds to me today. And then press down.
10 seconds
Skills
are so much longer when you're holding your leg up in front of you.
Skills and drills. Skills
Ooh.
and drills. That is a single leg drill, that'll really help the single leg fun stuff like our what? What were we doing to finish? The L-sit?
Yeah, and our tucks.
Ooh.
I think one of a good drill here to work on that compression for your L-sit. It's hard. I'm not saying it's an easy drill, but it's a good drill. Grip the floor. We'll talk about negative space, but let's try the hardest way possible. Pushing the floor away, I want you to walk your knees as close to your chest as you can. Straighten your elbows. And imagine, okay, Ian can do it, I cannot. But imagine, go ahead, lifting your toes and holding that tuck position. If you can do it, let's do that. But if not, let's come forward. Keep those knees as tight as you can. Hold yourself up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then relax. And you can feel how tight you need to get those femurs inside your socket into your abs, pushing the floor away.
Compression
Compression.
and tension.
We should do it again.
Okay.
If you would like a little bit of a easier option, you could bring out 2 chairs like we did earlier, or 2 dining room chairs here, and hold yourself up. Make sure they don't tip over. Or those yoga blocks that just give you a little bit of room off the floor. If you don't have any of those, that's why we're doing it with nothing.
Why I like when Lauren does this drill, even though she can't, successfully lift, it's important to be able to get up from the ground. Resist the urge to jump for this exercise. Work on those recruitments from really deep without
really
the jump.
Deep. Okay, ready?
Real deep styles.
Point those toes,
Yep.
Straighten those bows, push the floor away, pull your knees to your chest, lift your toes, lift, 5, you're off the ground, 4, 3, keep pulling, 2, 1. I do like to treat myself to 1 second of a float. Should we finish in our splits?
Yes.
Great. Let's have a seat.
Grab that split. I'd like to finish in our split where we get to sit tall, lightly grip those hands.
If you have any questions as we're wrapping up,
Yeah.
just chit-chat away there.
And again, from this position, gently start moving that rib cage. It's kind of moved everywhere today. It's done a lot of different things. And just check in that it can still maybe slide side to side. Flex or extend front to back. Fold. Lengthen. And come up with something new. Explore something new. I had a lot of fun. And it's
Yeah,
hot.
Julie did that
Hot
extra,
in here today.
that little end drill help too. This one, maybe not help, but
help bring awareness
Yeah.
to the journey that is all of our handstands here. So
yes.
thank you very much for joining, whether it was with your membership with Bars and Bells or through Eventbrite or just a general search. We appreciate you being here for today and hope that you can come back and join us again. So we'll be here next weekend for the same sort of practice. And then throughout the week, we have kettlebell skills, restore and recharge practices, bar drills. We have a little bit of everything for everyone.
You can check it out on our website.
Yes, Lauren types in a website here.
Yeah,
So it's been
it is a hard drill, I know.
a wonderful time.
I'm glad you tried it.
Where are y'all from? We're here in Guelph, Ontario, and we are very excited to get live studio classes going as well. So if you are local, we'd love to have you in studio for strength and stretch sessions.
And if you're not
Online
local, we
is
have
also cool because we've really enjoyed our online experiences over the past 6 months, those 6 months.
and we have a virtual online membership.
We're ready to rock.
So let us know if you have any questions. Thanks for joining today. I'm glad you tried all those hard drills.
Yeah, thank you for staying with us.
And we'll see you again soon.
Goodbye.
Oh, the UK. That's cool. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Making traveling easier. This internet.
Subscribe to our channel on YouTube.
Yeah, make sure you've subscribed to YouTube.
We want 300 subs.
We're so close.
300
Tell your
subs.
friends.
Okay,
Okay, bye-bye.
thank you.